Hey everyone, David from Renegade Soundplay. Today I'm here to do part 2 of my video series on how to do NES and Game Boy music in your DAW. No Game Boy required. Now before I do that, please hit like and subscribe and hit the notification button as it really helps the channel out. Thank you. So, we're going to continue the series on how to do NES and Game Boy music in your DAW. Now we're going to continue also to do it with just the same 4 channels, sound channels that we used before. And those sound channels are Pulse 1, Pulse 2, Triangle, and Noise. And using just those same 4 sounds, giving you only 4 simultaneous voices at any given time, we're going to continue our composition. So, stand by, here we go. Okay, so picking up where we left off in our last video, I still have the same 4 sound channels represented as tracks in Logic. Pulse 1, Pulse 2, Triangle, and Noise. And these are the same 4 sound channels that correspond to the NES or the Game Boy. Now the only thing I did different now is I grouped them into folder stacks. So for Pulse 1 I've added additional tracks, same thing for Pulse 2, and for the Triangle. And you're going to see later on where these come into play, where I have different sounds on these different tracks in the different folders, but I grouped them together by their sound channel to make it easier to write the track. So let's come over to the Pulse 2 channel. I'm now going to introduce the step arpeggiator. Step arpeggiator, you see here, in high score, I'm on the arpeggiator panel. The step arpeggiator allows me to play a sequence of notes, up to 16 notes per sequence, and there's 2 sequences, A and B. For this case, I'm only going to use the A sequence, and I'm only going to sequence the pitch. And you can see here I'm playing 15 notes, and each note is a note in a major triad. So I'm just playing the major triad 5 times over, really fast for each beat. Very important also, make sure you have sync to host turned on, so it syncs to the clock of your DAW. So I can come over here and I can play these notes, these arpeggiated notes, really fast at the press of a single key. Okay, so if we come back to our track, you can see here I've got the ARPS 2 selected. You can see here every press I have a chord being arpeggiated by the step arpeggiator. So let's give that a listen, just the arpeggiated chord section of our part of our song. Now if we go back in and we add the triangle bass, we add the noise for our drums. Let's hear it again now. Okay, I think we need a lead line, don't you? So I'm going to come over and I am now going to turn on a lead which is on Pulse 1. And I made this lead a little bit simpler so that it doesn't take away from the arpeggiator on Pulse 2. Okay, now we can still do more advanced things. Let's come over to part 4 of our song. And over in part 4, I've made a few more changes. Mute all these and we'll bring them in one at a time. Okay, the first thing I did is I took the arpeggiator and I stepped it up an octave. Let's listen to that. Now, you don't always have to use the triangle as your bass. There's no reason why you need to do that. So what I did is I went ahead and I took the triangle and I made a kick drum out of it. Let's come over to the triangle kick drum track. I'm going to unmute that now. Bring open high score. So here you can see I'm using the staircased waveform. On the pitch envelope generator, I've turned the depth all the way up, and I just have a quick transient. And I did the same thing on the volume envelope generator, and what you get is a very retro 80s kick drum sound. You can even hear the high frequency artifacts of the staircase triangle wave on it. So if I add that back in along with our ARPs, we now get this. So it really sounds like something's missing, and of course that is our bass. So I went ahead and I used pulse 1 for our bass. So to make our bass in high score, I used 25% pulse wave turned all the way up. And then I just used a kind of a short decay on it, on the envelope generator, and that was it. I put a little bit of glide also when you're transitioning from large note intervals. But that was it. That's how simple that is. That doesn't sound like much, but let's hear the whole track together now. And there you go. Okay, let's hear our entire composition, including all of part 1 video's portion and this video's portion together. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. See you in the next video. Bye.